Marco Aurelius is renowned as one of the most famous and well-known historical philosophers. Serving as a Roman emperor from 161 to 180 AD, he was the last of the 5 good emperors. Despite holding one of the highest positions of power at the time, Marco Aurelius chose to dedicate his life to equity and justice. During his rule, he authored a series of autobiographical writings, now known as Meditations, which have become pivotal in historical philosophy. In Meditations, he offers insights on self-improvement, focusing on a universal perspective and critically analyzing judgments of oneself and others. As a leader of a powerful empire that faced various wars during his reign, Marco Aurelius applied his own historical philosophy to manage stress and concerns, striving to be the best and trustworthy leader. Stoicism, an ancient and widely renowned philosophy, is not only a theory but also an inspiring way of thinking and living. Historically, it emphasized that doing the right thing was key to individual happiness, requiring sound judgment and clear rational thinking. In this video, we will explore how you can develop a rational mind through 5 important lessons inspired by Marco Aurelius. Before we delve into this incredible wisdom, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and enable notifications to stay informed. Knowledge that could potentially change your life. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Marco Aurelius advises, choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. One of Stoicism's profound lessons is taking control of our perception. We're accustomed to passing judgments on everything we encounter, events, people, sights, assigning value labels like good, bad, boring, entertaining, beautiful, or ugly. This habit is not only draining but also negatively impacts our lives. For instance, labeling a particularly challenging day as horrible adds a more negative outlook to the entire day. Often, our initial judgments are influenced by emotions, making them less rational. Our inclination to judge every moment of our lives goes hand in hand with a tendency to use metaphors and hyperbole, making things sound worse than they are. If you're rejected by your partner, saying your ex broke your heart, rather than acknowledging that they no longer feel the same for you distorts the reality. The Stoics, in contrast, encourage careful judgment of everything encountered and actions taken. Being mindful in judgment involves undoing initial judgments, looking beyond them, forgetting the first instinct, and assessing situations through more optimistic and reasonable lenses. Reframing that boring party in your mind as an opportunity to explore a new place and meet new people is one way to do this. As Epictetus said, people are disturbed not by things but by the views which they take of them. Stoicism teaches us to be cautious in our judgments and to consciously reconsider them, opting for a more positive and rational perspective. Cultivating the habit of not hastily judging everything based on initial instincts and emotions is a valuable way to train your perception of life. Marco Aurelius stressed that harm only occurs when you perceive it as such. This implies that any challenging experience seems more difficult and worse the more negatively you perceive it. You have complete control over how certain situations or events affect you. The Stoics encouraged viewing every adversity as an opportunity or a source for improvement. There's a challenge known as flipping the obstacle upside down, where adverse situations can be seen as chances for personal growth. Consider a scenario where a new colleague's slow learning and mistakes affect the company's profits. While you might feel frustrated, this situation is also an opportunity for personal and professional development. It's a chance to exercise patience, become a better mentor, learn how to integrate new team members, and handle stressful moments, all skills that will be beneficial in the long run. In this context, Marco Aurelius coined the famous phrase, "The impediment to action advances action." What stands in the way becomes the way. Rather than overly judging everything you encounter, take the time to objectively see things as they are. You may discover that life is simpler and clearer than you thought. Each situation has both a more positive and a more negative interpretation. When you adjust your mindset accordingly, you'll find that nothing bothers you as much as before, and you'll navigate through life more smoothly. Learn to control your emotions, as advised by Marco Aurelius in the lesson, Control Your Emotions. He emphasizes the importance of not letting emotions override logical thinking. Ceasing to be hypocritical, egocentric, and irritable is crucial. Acting solely on emotions is often seen as a stark contrast to rational action, and this is not unfounded. Nothing clouds judgment more than our own emotions. If you wish to think clearly consistently, mastering the ability to control your emotions is paramount. According to Marco Aurelius, the emotion of anger, in particular, does more harm than good. Contrary to the misconception of suppressing emotions, controlling them doesn't mean denying their existence. For instance, if you feel intense anger due to betrayal, trying to suppress it won't make it disappear. Instead, the key is redirecting your emotions. When you feel anger, ask yourself what you can do with that emotion. Will shouting diminish it or improve your situation? Will it help the one who betrayed you become a better person? In essence, consider the utility of your actions. Summarily, think about what you intend to achieve and question whether it is beneficial. Otherwise, find ways to express your emotions constructively. Perhaps you can achieve better results by calmly talking to the person who hurt you, explaining your feelings, and trying to understand their perspective. Keeping a journal is another way to process and express your emotions in a helpful manner. Engaging in physical exercise, playing a video game, or immersing yourself in a book are ways to redirect and release anger. Another example involves anxiety or fear, which cannot be simply suppressed but can be channeled differently. Instead of letting anxiety paralyze you, use it as a tool to challenge yourself and face situations that bring about positive feelings. Recognizing the existence of your fear is crucial. For instance, if you're afraid to ask for a raise, some may see this fear as a reason to avoid taking action, succumbing to anxiety. Others might dismiss the fear, considering it a hindrance to be ignored. However, neither approach is necessary. Your fear can be expressed healthily and may even prove beneficial. This fear prompts you to consider potential challenges and prepare for them, anticipating questions, formulating counter-arguments, and planning for various scenarios. Most importantly, fear provides positive motivation to persist, challenge yourself, and grow as an individual. It becomes a driving force to prove to yourself that you can take the step not in spite of your fear but partially because of it. In this scenario, you remain aware of the anxiety, acknowledging it throughout the process and thinking, "How amazing that I'm trying this anyway." When you successfully redirect your emotions, you transform fear into a constructive force for personal growth. If you can easily maintain a calm demeanor regardless of strong emotions, you possess the key to rational thinking and smart decision-making. Controlling your emotions is the foundation for a serene mind. Practice the duality of control, as per Marco Aurelius. The first rule is to keep your spirit tranquil, and the second is to confront things head-on, seeing them for what they truly are. The third lesson, known as the duality of control, emphasizes understanding the distinction between what you can and cannot control. According to Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not events. Recognizing this grants you strength. This duality involves discerning what is within your control, like your actions, and what isn't, such as the weather or others' opinions. Whenever faced with a situation that triggers certain feelings, ask yourself, what can I control? Acting upon what is within your control becomes a reason for action. For things beyond your control, learn to accept and embrace them without letting them affect you. A crucial part of the duality of control is amor fati, translated as love of fate. Embrace life and all its circumstances, and you'll always love life. While you can't escape destiny or decide uncontrollable circumstances, you can choose to love your life, no matter what happens. For instance, if rejected for a long-desired job, instead of viewing it purely negatively, investigate the factors that led to the outcome. Use this understanding to make positive moves. If the reason for not getting the job was a personal failing, something within your control, work on those shortcomings and try again when a similar opportunity arises. Whether a future opportunity appears or not, the reason could be an external factor like nepotism or a personality conflict with a hiring team member. This was never under your control, meaning the opportunity never truly existed. There's no use getting upset about something that never existed. Part of embracing destiny involves distancing yourself from a fixed outcome and external markers of success. For instance, if you aspire to be a writer and measure success by your book sales, you let success be controlled by the book market. However, if you measure success by your satisfaction with the final product or the effort you put into it, you are in control of your success. Make sure to do everything within your reach to pursue your goals, but never forget that you might not achieve them. Accept this possibility in advance. If we concern ourselves only with what is under our control and pledge to accept everything that doesn't happen exactly as desired, we'll remain calm no matter what happens. The fourth lesson is to keep virtues in mind. Dig deep within yourself, as there is a source of goodness always ready to flow. Virtue is an excellence of character or simply morally good behavior. Morally good behavior benefits not only you and those around you but the greater good. The Stoics believed in an interdependent universe where everything and everyone are connected in some way. Acting virtuously aligns with the greater good, which, according to Stoicism, is ultimately in your best interest. Stoics were convinced that the most rational individuals were those committed to the greater good, acting virtuously. Failing to act virtuously is seen as a result of ignorance, according to the Stoics. When life steers the young person unexpectedly, virtues can guide them on what to do and keep them grounded. This is why the most virtuous individuals are calmer and more relaxed. To be virtuous, one must keep in mind the four most important virtues of Stoicism: wisdom, justice, temperance, and courage. For the Stoics, wisdom is the ability to judge what is good, bad, intermediate, or neutral, without being controlled by emotions. It involves clear and logical thinking about what would be morally right. Justice, acquired through wisdom, means doing what is right and fair for others as for oneself. Stoics considered it a duty to oneself, fellow beings, and society as a whole. Courage is the ability to act in the face of fear, doing what is necessary or useful even when success is uncertain. It's not the elimination of fear, desire, or anxiety. Instead, it's deciding to act and take steps despite these emotions. Lastly, temperance, also known as moderation, involves staying in the middle between two extremes, ensuring not to take too much or too little. It often resembles self-control and discipline, crucial for long-term well-being over short-term satisfaction. According to Marcus Aurelius, a quality that distinguishes humans from animals is the ability to restrain ourselves when necessary. Temperance is vital to ensure long-term well-being over short-term satisfaction. For a simple example, finishing an entire bag of chips at once might feel good momentarily but is detrimental to health and potentially mood in the long run. Therefore, practicing self-control and stopping after the initial bites is essential. Temperance is also assisted by wisdom. Only by thinking wisely can you decide how much of something you need before stopping yourself. Stoics categorized all possible things and actions in the world into a hierarchy, guided by these virtues. Material possessions, misfortunes, and things deemed indifferent have always required the pursuit of good, avoidance of evil, and the choice of the indifferent as one sees fit. Creating evil occurs when one acts against these virtues, like stealing, disrespecting others, behaving recklessly or cowardly, or causing harm to someone. On the other hand, participating in good happens when you act in accordance with these virtues, and neither occurs when engaging in indifferent acts, like taking a stroll. Following these simple rules for living not only makes you a better person but also a calmer one. When you act in line with virtues, you're always guided by good and rationality, as per the Stoics. Such behavior cultivates a calm mind. Always consider the bigger picture, as emphasized in the fifth lesson. Viewing situations from above, as Plato beautifully expressed, involves considering the overall context, which is crucial for clarity of mind. In the midst of daily challenges, everything may seem overwhelming, but taking a step back reveals the smaller scale of problems. This perspective is instrumental in making decisions, offering a profound understanding that extends beyond personal experiences and opinions. When facing a choice, difficulty, problem, or life change, internalize questions. What could be the long-term effects of my decision or action? How might someone else perceive this differently from me? Do I know anyone in a similar situation or with similar goals who could provide insight? How does this affect my well-being and the well-being of those around me? Have I considered all possible choices? Taking time to ponder these questions allows you to consider all aspects, helping you gain clarity on your actions, thoughts, life, and choices. Considering the whole world, not just your life, is tremendously important when dealing with decisions, difficulties, problems, or life changes. This broader perspective allows you to break free from unnecessary restrictions, prejudices, or doubts. Share this ancient wisdom with a friend and help spread these timeless insights. Stoicism offers a practical philosophical approach to life, promoting self-discipline, the pursuit of virtue, and acceptance of what we cannot control. The lessons presented, such as controlling emotions, the dichotomy of control, the importance of virtues, and seeing the big picture, are valuable tools for dealing with the challenges of existence. The emphasis on rationality, the pursuit of good, and understanding the long-term consequences of our actions highlights the practical wisdom of Stoicism. The idea of considering the world as a whole, going beyond our subjective experiences, resonates as an invitation to empathy and deeper understanding. Adopting these principles not only contributes to personal development, but can also have a positive impact on social interactions and the way we cope with life's ups and downs. In an often tumultuous world, Stoic lessons offer a beacon of clarity and serenity.